Greetings. This is Bruce Anderson, sports hypnotist and mindset coach. I'd like to share a little information about a client I had a number of years ago. She was in grade 6 at the time, and her parents brought her in because she wasn't doing quite as well at school as they thought she should be able to. And she was a highly competitive rhythmic gymnast working with the ribbon that you see behind me. I worked with her on a first session. I simply taught her self-hypnosis and we worked a little on her overall confidence. Second session, we reinforced her self-hypnosis abilities and skills. And it turned out that one of the challenges to her performance was that she would feel some form of fear. So I worked with her on feeling joy and happiness instead and replacing the fear with those feelings. And I also did a little check because I had never seen her work. I didn't know what level of competition she was at. I had her close her eyes and go through her 2-minute routine. And just as a sanity check, I timed it. It was a 2-minute routine, and at 120 seconds exactly, she opened her eyes. So this was a young woman who knew her routine really well. I was most impressed. I had her work on that feeling joy to replace the fear that she was feeling in performance, and we worked a little bit on her school situation. On the next session, we worked on two things. One, we worked on art. She was eager to become much better at art. And I took her into trance and had her practice over and over again in trance the concept of feeling an emotion and putting that emotion into a quick sketch with as few lines as possible. And I had her do this with a cartoon, with a face, with a sunset, with a flower, and with a dog. And all of them she did beautifully and was able to actually combine them all. Then it turns out that she was a powerful empath, that she could actually too easily feel the emotions of others. And this created a problem when she was practicing, and especially when she was competing, because her mother would be there watching, and she would pick up the slightest concern from her mother. She would also pick up things from the judges. If one of them noted a tiny little flaw in her performance, and in gymnastics, they notice the tiniest things, she would pick that up and it would throw her off. So what I taught her to do was to create what I called an energy shield. I had her create this so that she was protected from being bombarded with the emotional energy of the judges, of her parents, of people that were there really engaged with her performance. And she could just perform as if they weren't there at all. And I had her practice that several times during the session. And when she came back for a final session, I discovered that her coach was blown away that she had gone from a young woman with great potential to a very serious performer in the blink of an eye. And that had mostly to do with building the framework, building the groundwork, preparing her for being able to do the mental work she needed, and creating the shield for her to help, plus teaching her ways of visualizing and rehearsing her performance in a much more solid and real way than she had learned before. She was already good. I helped her become a lot better. Bottom line is that work turned her from a young woman with potential into a serious competitor. She's proud of it, and I think it was fun helping her be all that she could be.